Good morning, YouTube. This is Arthur J. Bohlmann coming at you with a Dragunity deck profile list. This deck means a lot to me, so please stay tuned afterwards while I explain why I run it the way I run it. Starting out with our monsters, we have two Arma Leyvatens. He's really easy to bring out, and he's a dragon with a sword. How can you say no to a dragon with a sword? Next, I have two Primus pluses. He's a lot easier to get out, and he gets his effect whether he's special summoned or normal summoned. Always wonderful. I usually go for the double attack of Brandistock. I run one Arma Mystletainn. Really great, easy to special summon, and it's great, wonderful, and it's also a dragon with a sword. Say no to that, please. I dare you. Two Militums. I like her for her effect that I can bring her out with one of my special summon monsters and use her effect, bring him out on the field, and go for a sync for whatever I want to. I run two Duxes, three Legionnaires for the kill, and his little friend, Aklys. Always wonderful addition. I use him for not just Legionnaires, but he's always wonderful. Usually I'll send him to the graveyard as the first turn I can. And including our little special summoning abilities, we have a Partisan and a Pilum. I like running them. They may seem a little bit slower, but they're really great in special summoning your monsters, getting them equipped really quick. And because I like to attack, I have two Brandistocks. Doesn't have the little special secondary effects that most of the rest of them have, but he's wonderful just the way he is. I run one Phalanx. I like him at one. I only have one, so there's not really a reason for me to run more. I have two Hunter Owls. He's really great. You can get his effect for himself. If you have another Dragunity monster equipped to another one, it gets it for both the equipped one and the original monster. So you put him at 2,500. If you just have two monsters on the field, it's really wonderful. I have two, and rounding up our monsters, we have two Mist Valley Falcons. I really like it. I don't normally have a time where I can't attack with it. It's really wonderful to cycle with your Ravine and your swords. Mirror Force, two Torrential Tributes, one D-Prism, one Bottomless Trap Hole, a Compulsory Evacuation device, Magic Cylinder, and a Call the Haunted. Next, with our magics, we have three Ravines. The engine this deck keeps it running, keeps it going. This deck can survive without it if you run it this way, but if you want to go quicker and help you out a lot, it's really great to have this card. I play one Dragon Mastery. I don't use it for the boost as much as to equip my monsters with it. It can be a little slow at times, but it's worth it. It's highly worth it. I have a Monster Reborn and a Heavy Storm as staples. Swords Revealing Light, and a Fissure to round up our magics. Finishing up with our extra deck, we have a Vortex the Whirlwind, a Mist Valley Thunderlord, just in case you have that Mist Valley Falcon and you need to bring out something with more power. For our Dragunity Knight monsters, we have a Bulg, a Trident, and a Baraka. I don't have the other two, otherwise I would run them. Bulg is probably my favorite. We'll go for him the most. He's just wonderful. You can beef him up in either player's turn, which is always nice. Lightning to Dory. I've just recently been trying to put this in there. It seems to work really wonderful. And moving away, the ones I go for, if I don't have anything else, I go for a Gotcha Gotcha Katensu, a number 17 Leyvaten Dragon, Grandsaurus, my rank 3s, a number 39 Utopia, and a Yugioh the Risen for my rank 4s if I can't get the other ones out. Scarred Warrior, Gaia Knight, the Force of the Earth, Stardust Dragon. Most people spam him. I like him at 1. Don't use him too much. And finishing up, we have a Colossal Fighter. Thank you for watching my Dragunity deck profile list. I run it different than most people because most people, their goal is just to get out Stardust and spam it at you. And just throw it at you all the time. That's not the way I run it. I picked up Dragunities when I first got back into Yu-Gi-Oh! There was a point in time where between high school and my junior year rather, of college where I just didn't play it at all because no one else played it. So I just had my two original decks and I didn't have anything else, so I stuck with, nothing. But then the Dragunity deck came out and I saw, oh, this has some good stuff that I've been wanting for a long time. I took it, ripped it apart, and then I was like, well, let's see how these work. You know, I have the cards, might as well put them together. And it became my favorite deck list, or my favorite deck of ever. It's the third one I ever created. Is the first one that got me back into it. It does great. I won a local tournament here with it. It's really fun to use. I base it more on the Dragunities themselves, although I do have the Mist Valley Falcon and the Hunter Owl. But I really like them. Like Dragunity Arma Leyvaten. He's great. He's all around great card, especially if you use the big one like this. It's a lot better for you to run it the way you want to rather than what everyone else is doing. That's the way I've noticed, is that people will get all the staple cards that everyone else is running, and won't make it their own. Me, I like it to run it for the Dragunities themselves, not for the Stardust. And I don't have a lot of the Synchros, so I don't run it like that way. And I personally, like, the one I use the most is Bulg, who's really great and wonderful. And if you don't do it your original way, it's just not really much of a satisfaction in winning, in my opinion. And that's why I run my favorite deck, Dragunities. Thank you, and have a great day.